For the third year now, we here at DolphinsTalk.com held our Military Fan of the Year contest, where we are sending 2 lucky service members who are also lifelong, die-hard fans of the Miami Dolphins to a game at Hard Rock Stadium this upcoming season. I would like to thank all the active service members and veterans who sent in a submission this year to our contest. The response we got over the past few months was tremendous. Picking the 2 winners was not easy, as everyone who sent in a submission had a great story and has dedicated their life to service and the United States military. We cannot thank you enough for your service to this country. I had the opportunity to chat with the 2 winners and surprise them with the news that they had won and are going to a Miami Dolphins home game. Here is how they reacted. Joining me on the DolphinsTalk.com podcast is Donovan Ahuna, who has served 21 years in the Navy and is a huge fan of the Miami Dolphins. He is another entrant in our DolphinsTalk.com Military Fan of the Year contest. How are you doing today, Donovan?
I'm doing great, Mike. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you as well. Nice to meet you. Now, from your submission, I see that you are a Master Chief in the U.S. Navy. That sounds like a very important role. Why don't you tell some of our listeners what that means?
It's one of the higher ranks on the enlisted side of the service, but every rank is important. But my job is important. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and you've served 21 years. What are some of the things that you've done over those 21 years? What parts of the world have you seen? Stuff like that.
I've done deployments on a few aircraft carriers. I visited countries in the Middle East, from Dubai to Bahrain. Did some West Coast visits over in Asia, Hong Kong, Japan, Singapore. Just to name a few. I know I'm leaving some. Australia, Europe. Visited Italy and some other countries as well. But it's
some world traveling there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you want to see the world, that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Absolutely. And I also saw too from your submission that you worked on some of the airplanes that are sort of what we see in the movie Top Gun and stuff like that. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, that's correct. The F-18 Super Hornet. When I came in 21 years ago, though, it was the older F-18 fighter jet. But in that movie, it's the Super Hornet. It's the next aircraft that came after, and I worked on that aircraft my whole career, and it's been great. So what you see on the movie is pretty much the people behind the scenes maintaining those aircraft and maintaining the personnel. That's what I did, and that's what I do.
Awesome. And you are a diehard fan of the Miami Dolphins. You also grew up in Hawaii, where there's obviously not an NFL team. So why the Miami Dolphins in Hawaii?
You grow up out there. There's no NFL team. You have a college team out there, and the whole state supports that team, and then you kind of get to pick who you want your pro team to be. So, as I started growing up, I noticed some Hawaii players coming out of Hawaii, and I loved Miami back in the day. You would always hear about Dan Marino, and then you watch some movies with him in it. And Miami is, as close as you can get to tropical wise as Hawaii. So I'm gonna stick with Florida and Miami and become a fan.
Nothing wrong with that. 2 beautiful places to visit and live for sure. Thank you so much for your service here to our country, Donovan, and for being a great Miami Dolphins fan. And I have some exciting news, and congratulations. You are one of the 2 winners of our DolphinsTalk.com Military Fan of the Year contest.
No way.
On November 19th, you will be going to see the Miami Dolphins play the Las Vegas Raiders. You will get 2 tickets from us, a parking pass, and also $100 to spend however you like. And I know you're about to retire here from the Navy, so a nice little retirement gift for you there.
Oh, I appreciate it, Mike. Man, I don't ever win anything. I'm speechless right now for this. I can't thank you and your whole team enough. What an honor to win this. Oh man.
Well, congratulations! You served our country.
The
Yeah,
wife
I
is at
know,
work right now.
right? Yeah. Well, congratulations. Like I said, when the Dolphins take on the Raiders, Las Vegas always seems a little weird to say Las Vegas Raiders. When they take on the Raiders in November, 2 tickets, a parking pass, and $100 from us. Congratulations. And again, thank you so much for your service to our country.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you and your whole team out there. Thanks for all the support. It's always appreciated for myself and the entire all service members. So can't thank you guys enough.
Joining me on the DolphinsTalk.com podcast is Laban Habayan, an active duty in the military for the past 10 years. He's one of the entrants who submitted into our Dolphins Talk Military Fan of the Year contest. We want to chat with him here real quick. How you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great. Hot and sunny in North Carolina, and I'm in the AC, so I'm good.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you said you served in the Army the last 10 years. What made you want to sign up for the Army?
I mean, honestly, I didn't think that I'd ever join any of the services. Like coming out of high school, I wasn't really big on joining anything. I just wanted to go to college and get my degree and start my life. Hit a little bit of a road bump during college and decided that I definitely needed a whole change of lifestyle, and the Army came calling, and that's what I ended up doing. So
and it's been 10 years. That's a long time. What are some of the things that you've done? What parts of the world have you seen, and stuff like that?
So I've deployed 3 times, twice to the Middle East, once to Asia, North or Southeast Asia, I guess. And then I've also done a training exercise, about a month-long one over in Thailand. But those were really nothing too crazy. A lot of like network building, relationship building with people over there. That's pretty much what my job was. Before that, I was in the infantry, but I never deployed with them before I switched jobs.
Yeah. And you've been a lifelong fan of the Miami Dolphins. What's your earliest memory of being a Dolphins fan?
Oh man, the earliest memory. I mean, I'm only old enough to have seen Dan play quarterback. Just watching him, watching Jimmy Johnson on the sidelines, watching Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor go to town on every offense that we face. Like, I'm trying to think. I think it's not the best memory, but it's the one that's engraved in my head the most. Like from my earliest days of being able to remember watching Dolphins games was our pounding that we took to it was the Jaguars in the playoffs.
Jacksonville, 62-7. Yeah, that was a rough day at the office.
That was, I think, that one's stuck in my memory the most.
Yeah. And you said you've never been to an NFL game. Every time you try, there's been obstacles. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that story? Because when I read your submission, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's got the worst luck when it comes to this.
Yeah, man. It's like, so like military, it makes it very hard for me to get to any games. We only play the Panthers once every like 25 years, it feels like, in North Carolina. Yep. So that doesn't happen often enough for me to go to a game around here. It never lines up to where I'm off to go up to like the next closest place would be Atlanta or DC or Baltimore. Not able to make it to any of those. But most recent attempt that we made was, when was it? It was right when COVID was starting to tail off and the CDC was like easing up on their restrictions and everything. They didn't ease up on them soon enough for me. Planned the entire summer to go to one of the games, to the game in December against, it was the Texans or Jets. No, it was the Jets. It was the Jets one. Yep. And it was supposed to be all 4 of us in my family, and then my brother, my sister-in-law, and my best friend from grade school. We all planned it, and then all of a sudden my daughter gets COVID like 10 days or 2 weeks, something like that, right before. And CDC had their thing where it was like 10 days before you can go back out into the wild. And then they changed it right after I had already canceled everything. to the 5 days, and she was definitely good to go within like 3 to 5 days after we found out she had COVID. But I'd already canceled everything, and so yeah, misery struck again, and did not get to go to that game either.
So the streak does continue of you not being able to see a game live in person. But I want to thank you first off so much for your service to our country and for being a great Miami Dolphins fan.
Thank
and
you.
I do have some exciting news that you are one of the winners of our DolphinsTalk.com Military Fan of the Year contest. And on Christmas Eve, you will be able to finally get to an NFL game. You can take your son, and you will get 2 tickets to the Dolphins versus the Cowboys. You will get a parking pass and $100 from us here at DolphinsTalk.com. Congratulations, LeBron. I made you speechless. Yeah, you've won. You're going to the Cowboys game against the Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium, Christmas Eve.
Oh my God!
You can take your son.
Can I bring him over here?
Absolutely.
Julian, come here, bud. Come here. So I entered a contest to try and go to a Dolphins game, because we'd never been to one before, and we won. So guess where we're going on Christmas Eve?
A Dolphins game?
We're going to the Dolphins game. Oh my God. Dude. Okay. All right. I love you. Thank you. Oh my God.
Congratulations. Have a great time. Man. You deserve it. And hopefully our team's winning that week. We're winning, having a good season. But congratulations again. Thank you so much for your service to our country, and very happy for you that you're finally going to get a chance to see the Miami Dolphins play live and in person at Hard Rock Stadium.
Oh my God. If I don't get sick, I'm saying.
He's got to quarantine the week before. Stay home. Just don't go out.
He's about to wear a mask every day to school for like 2 weeks before Christmas. Oh my God. Holy crap. It's actually awesome. It works out really well because we were planning a cruise and we had to cancel that because of like other priorities with the military and my wife's work and everything. So this is amazing.
Awesome. Wow. Well, I want to thank everyone for listening, and we'll be back with another episode real soon.